Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are recording from Shanghai, China. I'm here in the office of Dualsky Advanced Power Systems with a very special person, Orville Sheng. Welcome. Thank you very much for having us. We interchanged our first email in 2010 thanks to a common friend of us, Alfonso Garcia. And since then I've been wanting to visit them in the factory, see the whole facility and especially meet you. Since 2010 they have been supporting my career in RC, especially for F3A, and it's incredible to be here and be able to say in person thank you very much. And we take the chance that we are here also for the tongue competition to make a little interview, talk a little bit about new things from Dualsky and show you a little bit around the facility. Dualsky is mainly a manufacturer of power systems for RC models and well known for their high performance and innovative power systems for disciplines like F3A, F5J or IMAC. They specialize in electric motors, electronic speed controllers, lithium batteries and all sorts of accessories for RC models like servos, stabilizers or propellers. The idea of this interview is to dive deep into the company, talk about the past, the present and the future, and get some insider from the person leading Dualsky. Orville Sheng is one of the co-founders of Dualsky, with a background in engineering and software programming. He is a big RC enthusiast, and he still plays an active role in designing and testing the systems developed by Dualsky. Hope you guys enjoy the interview as much as I did. In such a competitive industry, Dualsky is becoming very popular among different disciplines. For instance, a few weeks ago, in the F3A European Championship, I noticed more competitors using Dualsky systems than ever. So I could see a lot of the XM6355, people using the ESC, the Summit ESC, it's been very, very reliable and working pretty well for the F3A, for the pattern flight applications. And of course, the main product of Dualsky for F3A, the Contra drive, the CRS 3000, which make me feel very, very proud. So, starting from the beginning, what was your personal motivation to start Dualsky? Why this industry? Why you focused on RC?
In the RC market more than 20 years ago, there was no 2.4 GHz RC system, almost no brushless motor, no LiPo battery. Suddenly, those new things were in front of us 20 years ago, and they show great performance with the electric powered system, RC system. So we designed not to miss the opportunity. That's why we start to build a new company and make the new EP product.
Yeah, I think that I flew for the first time electric actually in 2005. So the first ones were with the gearbox. You never created something with gearbox for F3A. It was always outrunner, no? Completely outrunner.
For gear system, we just make some prototype because the problem is they need to maintain.
Yeah, I remember maintaining, putting grease on every 50 flights, and when we moved to the outrunner, it was so easy, everything. So yeah. So from that beginning, how many people work now at Dualsky?
We have around 30 employees work R&D, manufacturing, and branding work.
So can you briefly explain the history behind the name of the company, Dualsky?
We have two founders, one for market and one for production. For the products, it means Dualsky.
Okay, because of two founders?
Yeah, two founders.
For products that go into the sky.
Yes. And the meaning, the Chinese meaning is also very good.
Okay. I've seen that over the years, apart from F3A, Dualsky has created products for different disciplines, for different applications. How has the company's mission evolved over the years? So what was the first product, for example, that Dualsky manufactured?
In fact, our company focused on fixed wing applications, power systems, of course, F3A, 3D, gliders, power system, and some of the industry UAV for drones.
So why F3A? A field that demands so much, technology in terms of reaching the highest performance of the motor. We are demanding a lot from all the components, ESCs, motors, so it was tricky, I guess.
F3A is one of my hobby. I love F3A for a long time. So we make new F3A product continuously.
When you practiced for the first time F3A, do you remember that? When was the first time?
F3
Yes.
around 2000. Yes, around.
In 2000,
Yeah.
you were already practicing F3A.
Yeah, small.
The small F3As.
Yeah. Some local.
But some local competitions
Local
F3A?
competition.
That's very nice. I mean, you cannot find a lot of manufacturers that also participate and fly actively F3A.
Mm-hmm.
On Saturday, we will see your models that probably I will be able to fly,
Yeah.
which is probably the favorite model of F3A for you. Which one do you remember especially?
I love very much the vintage F3A. For example, Hanopreneur.
Yeah.
Superstar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite models in the past.
Yeah. We have a video with the Dualsky model. So, with the Dualsky motor. Actually, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is like a big community growing in Europe about F3A vintage.
Yes,
and they
I saw it.
You saw it, and there is like a schedule for them that recreates the schedules of the past. I think that I will have to participate in one of those with the Superstar I have. There is a very important question. One, of course, is contras and no contras, but the lithium batteries. Do you see an advantage moving to the 12S for F3A? Do you think that would be good or bad for pilots?
I like the 12S. I suppose the 12S LiPo battery for F3A because the battery is easier to get.
With the 6S?
Yes, 6 and 6 packs.
Yeah, to make it more affordable for the pilots, for example, no? The Contra and the Summit can run with 12S. What is the main difference between using the system, no? CRS 3000 with the Summit in 10 and in 12S?
With the 12S, the current should be lower, so it's good for the whole system.
And
that's one of the reasons.
Perfect. And this can handle high voltages, is not a problem. It can go up to 14S.
14. So 12S is okay.
Is okay, and also the motor, as you said, less current.
Motor, you need the motor should be changed to 12S version.
Okay.
Lower kV value. The gearbox should be the same because the propeller RPM is the same, just the lower RPM of the motor with higher voltage.
You need to lower.
So output RPM is the same.
Continuing with the systems, regarding telemetry, I personally think that is a very good thing to have, like telemetry, for example, from the ESC or from the receiver to know what is the battery, temperatures, and so on. What's your take here? What do you think? Do you think that it's beneficial for safety?
Yeah, I think telemetry function is very interesting for the pilot. It cannot improve your skill. Just you can get more information during after fly. You can check the fly condition.
Monitor the components. I totally agree. I mean, knowing the temperature of the ESC is not helping you fly better.
Yes,
but at
helping
least
you fly better.
Exactly. But at least you have information of your system and you can keep track of it and you can keep it safe during all the time. So,
yes.
So information that is not improving your flight should be approved probably. And we have very good news with this one that we'll talk later. Good. Then there is another discussion, which is the stabilizers. Stabilizers are a very hot topic in F3A right now. What do you think about them?
The gyro filters the wind gases, making the model more stable. So many competition allows it already. For example, jets, helicopters, and some drones racing. So I think, to my personal views, the F3A can also be open. Yes.
Very nice. We tested the FC151 in some of the small F3As, and it's what I was saying. It's not flying for you, but it helps a lot in improving that experience, that the drone feels like bigger, it feels more stable. But still, all the maneuvers, the pilot has to fly the airplane. So I think the same, especially in beginner categories. I think it should definitely be approved to improve that.
Yes.
And nowadays it's not very expensive to have a proper stabilizer. Super easy to connect through S-Bus, one cable, works very well. Of the products that you have developed, which one has been, during the last years, the most challenging one? What do you think it's been the most challenging product?
More challenging?
Yeah.
I suppose the F3A products is more challenging because they need very durable and powerful.
So probably F3A, we have here basically the whole set that I've been using for the last years, the XM6355, the outrunner single drive, and also here the new CRS 3000. This one probably has been the one that you have invested more time lately, CRS 3000.
Yeah, this is the most challenging, especially the Contra rotating system. This product is more challenging. Our engineers takes long time to R&D and change the design. Now you can see this is the second generation of this. We make a new spinner for Contra rotating, lower cost compared with the carbon fiber spinner, and the new gear, new belt. The combination is very important, and also the motor. We make the motor long time, but this motor is a high RPM motor, so it needs the new design for the rotor. Also, the wiring is the new. So, yeah.
When it all started, how many years to develop this super nice finalized product?
At least 4 years.
4 years of
At
development.
least 4 years. Around 6 years ago, with the first step we start with the Contra rotating is the gearbox. The gearbox with the in-runner.
Okay.
Yes.
Like the first versions of the Contra. Okay.
And we test the fly. Everything's well. It's well. Just the lifetime of the gearbox is not so good. So it's not easy to sell that product overseas.
It's super important, especially for F3A pilots, that we are completely crazy and we fly so much and we want something super reliable. The gearboxes, they were super difficult. I had one of the first versions.
We also make some difficult with the gearbox.
You had to put the grease and open it every 50 flights.
Planning the gearbox, crazy.
It's crazy. But this one, way better. You can have I don't know. I haven't changed the belt yet, so we'll see.
This kind of the gearbox is more durable with the belt. You only need to change the belt every 500 flights.
500 flights,
Other things is very durable, I think.
Which brings me to the next question, which is flight and ground testing of your products. So I've seen the factory already. I've seen that you have a place where you test the motors, you make them run.
Yeah, test the bed.
The test bench. So what do you normally test? How is a normal testing for a new product, for example?
For our R&D, the first step is the design on the computer with the simulator. We calculated the parameter. First of all, we should know the real flying condition, and to for example the thrust, the power, cruising power, maximum power, and the RPM of the propeller. That's important. Then we calculate
from there,
and to decide which kind of motor we will use. And we also, thanks for the help of the simulator of the motor, we calculated basically the parameters.
Okay.
Then we build some prototype and test run.
The test runs normally is like keeping. I've seen that you have a power supply, very similar setup as we would be like in the plane, and then you do test runs.
Yes.
What kind of test runs do you do? Like you keep it like full throttle for a certain time, or you do some kind of different? How are these test runs?
There's many kind of the test runs. With the test bench, we will run firstly. We run with a lower power to confirm the basic parameter if it works well, and the temperature. If everything's okay, we will increase the power to see the half power, step by step to the full power. We were inspecting the RPM in the full power condition and the efficiency. We can see the efficiency of the propeller.
So, for example, during the testing, during the ground testing, you also check the temperature of the motors, right?
Yes.
It's a very big topic in F3A. A lot of people is very concerned by touching it, by measuring it with all different systems. For example, this one, what's the maximum temperature it can handle?
after the flying or testing, it's dangerous for the finger.
Yeah.
Yes, because the temperature is roughly more than 70 C. That is normal, but for finger is too hot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think this is normal for the higher RPM the motors.
Okay.
Yes. Similar as the helicopter motor with the more than 20,000 RPM and more, it's normal.
So 70, 80 is normal. It could go up to what number do you think, more or less? You are confident?
I think for the material we are using for example, the wire. We are using the 200 C.
200 C.
200 C wire. So and the magnets is around 150 C.
Okay.
So I think if you test the rotor after landing, if you test the rotor, the temperature can handle the 100 C after landing.
That's
because if here is 100 C, the internal maybe 150.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's very good to know, and I think that's pretty much nowadays electric motors can handle this. Orville said 200 C's, so Celsius, the wire inside this motor, 150 the magnets that we have inside. So when you are measuring the outside part of the motor, if it's 80, if it's 70, it's totally normal because you are far from being close to 150 in the magnets. If you remember, I also posted a video where I was measuring here, right, the case or the base of the motor, and if you see that flight, during the flight, if you have a proper like intake of air, normally in my case, I am monitoring that all the time, and I'm flying between 40 and 50 degrees during the flight, or even less if it's cold, but with high temperatures about that, and it's only when you land that it does this climb or ramp up of temperature, and if you are measuring 70s, 80s, it's totally normal. It's totally normal.
It's totally normal. And now some pilots are using a bigger propeller, for example, 23 inches for front and the rear. And with that kind of the propeller, the temperature, if you always push the maximum, the temperature should be higher.
Yeah.
So, but the good point is with the bigger propeller, the thrust is higher.
Yeah.
So you may limit the maximum throttle, for example, to the 90% or 85% to decrease the current.
Okay. To make sure that we don't overload, with such big
with the bigger propeller, they make sure do not overload the motor.
Okay. What would
so always test the temperature
whenever you are trying some bigger propellers. Yeah. At the moment, I'm using the 2220s. I think that those are the propellers that were used to design this system. But most probably, I'm gonna test something bigger maybe soon. So I'm gonna definitely give feedback and check the temperature. If not, you see there are many different sensors that you can put on the motors and check it and just monitor it through the flight. Last question about the testing: do you do any type of durability check?
Yes, we also do some durability with the bench on the ground because of it's different air cooling conditions. So we normally didn't test the maximum with the durability. Normally we check the cruising condition. For example, high power and around more than 3 hours, 4 hours. It's up to what kind of
depending on the motor, of course.
Depending on the motor.
And then we move from the ground testing to the flight testing.
Yes.
So how are those things? How it works for the flight testing?
Flight testing. Firstly, our team, including me, will install it to some testing model and testing flight. That is always
the first test to see how it works. Okay.
It's interesting work.
Yeah.
Yes. If everything works well, we will send to pilot.
To really
for
test
example.
It. Which is very good to know. Is that I'm testing prototypes, but that are already tested and they are working properly.
Before we send the motor, the system to the pilot, we may change a lot from very beginning to the pilot. There's a long period.
That's one of the things that I love the most about Dualsky, that every time that I've provided some feedback, I can see the results afterward. And we are going to talk about some of them here today. But so this channel, we talk mainly about F3A. We have here pretty much all the components that I've been using during the last years. And would you like to share any news, any new products that are exciting?
For this summer, we have the new ESC for the F3A. Yes.
The new summit. We have a new ESC.
Yes, this is the new summit. Compared with the previous edition, we call this XHV, and they have some new function, building a cooling fan. They have the mode button. You can change the flying mode. The default mode is the freestyle. For freestyle, it's easy to fly, and you can switch to the F3A mode. It's with the slower acceleration, and yes, it's good for the current and the torque change. Yeah. And also, we will build a new, the whole new function is we call this governor RPM governor function inside. Which function is more popular? One more popular in the F3A, and one.
And I'm very happy. And I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very excited. So we are coming from a very, very nice ESC.
This ESC, the light, even with the full metal casing,
it's still lighter than
still lighter than the old one.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I mean, we are coming from a very, very nice ESC that I've been using during the last 3 or 4 years. Super, super nice, the Summit 100. But now this thing is everything I wanted to add into an ESC. It's smaller, it's lighter. We have now, what Orville just mentioned, we have this new mode for easy to change modes from freestyle, F3A, regular F3A like we were having here, with like smoother curves and everything. And with the new governor, that's going to give us a very controlled RPMs in all the range of the throttle, which is going to be fantastic to get most out of these Contras for braking, for power, for everything. Then
you can connect the PC.
Exactly, I see here a Type-C connector to do all the programming, super, super simple. And something that I can read here, the throttle, so that goes to the receiver, but then telemetry. So this, what kind of telemetry I want to get from the XHV?
Currently, the telemetry protocol supports Java S Bus 2, JTEX bus,
nice,
and Spectrum.
So for different protocols, different radios that we are going to use, and we can connect it to our receiver and get information from the ESC. Ranging from temperature, RPMs, like the current.
Yes.
So that's super cool that we can just connect the cable and we have everything built in. And then another thing that it was not necessary for F3A, but of course you need to understand that this ESC is also used for different applications. This one was handling hot temperatures amazingly. I'm from Spain, so I've been testing it in like super hot temperatures. But this one, it's going to have a built-in fan. So also for application like drones or that the ESC cannot be really exposed into the air, it's going to have a fan to help even more cool down the ESC. And on top of that, it looks amazing. I mean, all the metal case with different colors, with the branding, the new branding of Dualsky, it looks very nice. So I'm super, super excited. And not only for F3A, this line of products, the X line, it's also for the big guys, for the IMA. We have the 180 amps and we have the 220 amps. This is for what kind of airplane? What's the size? Like for like almost 2 meters?
70cc.
70cc.
Yeah, 70cc up to the 100.
And it's amazingly light. So they are big, of course, but super, super light. And the same, Type-C for programming,
programming,
telemetry. Yeah. So we had already a very nice tool. I was super happy with my Summit, but this one really excited. Really excited about testing it. 2025, that's going to be my setup, CRS 3000 and the new Summit 100X HV with all these new functionalities. Of course, we're going to make a lot of videos reviewing how I feel flying with it, all the features, how to program it, how to read the telemetry with Futaba, which is the radio I'm using, and how it flies. So very excited about the new combo. Together, of course, with the batteries, that probably this year, the bigger ones. But amazing combo for F3A. So let's talk more about Chinese F3A. And you are part of the organization of this amazing World Cup that we are going to attend in a week in Datong. Is Dualsky supporting anyhow, apart from organizing these competitions, the new generations, new pilots, or?
We have support some very good Chinese pilot. This is why we've been to the Australia last year for the national championship. That guy is very good in the Team China.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. We will meet him in the town.
Sure.
Right.
You will be.
We are going to be competing. Okay. But with Dualsky. So no, but that's very good. So supporting people in China and also organizing the Tong, right? This competition. We have seen all the boxes of all these things that's going to be there.
Yes.
You're going to be traveling there. So how
will be that home?
In the Tong.
Yes.
Okay. You see China organizing a world championship, F3A World Championship. Because we were all in the European, there was they are organizing the World Cup. Maybe they are preparing to ask for a World Championship.
I don't know. This may be the question for the ASFC.
Okay, maybe it's a surprise. We haven't been there. At least that was my first time in China, and I can say that if it's in Shanghai, I would be the first one just going in for sure for a world championship. So that's been so far an amazing city, and all the facilities that you have, it would be amazing. So hopefully the competition goes well, and you're motivated to organize such a competition. I'm sure that China would do an amazing job. Thank you so much for watching this interview with Orville Sheng here in Shanghai. It's been an incredible experience to visit the factory and meet the team in person. Make sure to check out the videos about the F3A World Cup in China and the tour around the Dualsky factory. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.